Hello. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it would seem as if this entire TikTok situation just got 10 times crazier. You see, as of right now, Chinese-owned TikTok is set to shut down in the United States in less than 24 hours if something drastic doesn't happen. But guess what drastic things are happening? So today let's get into all of it. Let's break down the entire situation. And let's talk about what's really going to end up happening here. Now, TikTok has around 170 million users in the United States alone, with 7 million American businesses relying on TikTok in some way. And so, because of TikTok's insane popularity not just in the US but also globally, TikTok is valued at around 100 billion. That's a lot of money. And so by now you've probably heard the news TikTok might be going away. You see, in April of 2024, President Joe Biden signed legislation into law that would ban TikTok from the US if its parent company ByteDance didn't sell TikTok to an American buyer by January 19, 2025, that is tomorrow. And so the reason: national security concerns. Joe Biden did this is because of various national security concerns. You see, companies in China work a little bit differently than they do here in the US. Pretty much all Chinese companies are in part owned by the CCP, which means that the CCP has a huge amount of influence in how these companies operate. And yes, this includes ByteDance, the Chinese owner of TikTok. So really the big concern is that the CCP could compel ByteDance to report TikTok's American user data directly back to them, potentially even harming American security interests. And by the way, I know that we said that Joe Biden is the one that signed this legislation into effect around 9 months ago or so, but actually Trump pretty much tried to do the same thing at the end of 2020. Trump's attempt. See, for all of the same national security concerns, Trump signed an executive order that gave ByteDance 45 days to sell TikTok to an American company. That said, his executive order got challenged in the federal court system, and so nothing ended up happening. However, as Trump left office in early 2021, various negotiations were taking place that actually came close to having Microsoft as well as some other companies ultimately purchased TikTok from ByteDance. Then Joe Biden got in office and everything fell through. But okay, so here we are after all of that. Unless something big or drastic happens in the
As you know, we have been fighting to protect the constitutional right to free speech for the more than 170 million Americans who use our platform every day to connect, create, discover, and achieve their dreams. On behalf of everyone at TikTok and all our users across the country, I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us to find a solution that keeps TikTok available in the United States.
Next 24 hours, TikTok is going to shut down in the United States now.
As we've said, TikTok is a place where people can create communities, discover new interests, and express themselves, including over 7 million American businesses who earn a living and gain new customers using our platform. We are grateful and pleased to have the support of a president who truly understands our platform, one who has used TikTok to express his own thoughts and perspectives, connecting with the world and generating more than 60 billion views of his content in the process.
Now, just yesterday, Joe Biden's order that TikTok shut down was actually legally challenged and was looked over by our.
Rest assured, we will do everything in our power to ensure our platform thrives as your online home for limitless creativity and discovery, as well as a source of inspiration and joy for years to come.
Supreme Court. Well, guess what happened? The Supreme Court actually upheld Joe Biden's legislation, so the fact remains: TikTok has less than 24 hours. And now I do want to say something real quick, guys. If you enjoy the videos, please consider subscribing. It really does help a lot. Every single day I feel like I'm combating the dreaded YouTube algorithm. And the best way to help is by Trump and TikTok subscribing. But anyway, this is where Trump comes in. Trump has been publicly talking about working to find a solution to all of this TikTok drama. He wants to actually get involved personally to help work at a deal so that ByteDance can sell TikTok to an American company. At which point everyone can stop worrying and go back to watching cat videos. In fact, Trump has been working on this TikTok problem so diligently behind the scenes that just yesterday, the CEO of TikTok just released a video thanking him for his efforts. Take a look at this. As notice, he specifically thanks President Trump, not President Biden. He's right. I mean, really, who's better to work out this whole TikTok problem than Donald Trump himself, the inventor of the art of the deal and perhaps the most viral person on the face of the planet. Okay, well, I have to say, it seems to me, at least, the CEO of TikTok seems a little bit optimistic and confident that things will get worked out. But the fact of the matter remains, an American company is going to have to purchase TikTok for it to remain operational inside of the US. There's just really no other option now. Once Trump is sworn in as president, he could delay TikTok's shutdown by 90 days by signing an executive order, but still, they're going to have to end up selling to an American. But guess what? It seems like there are actually quite a few Americans or American companies that are seriously, genuinely interested in making a purchase. Take a look at this. Elon Musk, potential buyers, has publicly expressed interest in buying TikTok, although he hasn't actually floated an offer or given an official number. Kevin Or, famous businessman and star of the TV show Shark Tank, has just made a $20 billion offer yesterday. But like I said earlier, TikTok is valued at around $100 billion. Bobby Kotick, the former CEO of Activision Blizzard, one of the biggest video game developers in the world, has also publicly expressed interest in buying TikTok, but likewise he hasn't made an official offer. And finally, Microsoft, which was the front runner in Trump's 2020 negotiations with ByteDance, still seems to be interested in acquiring TikTok as well. I'll tell you what, though, $100 billion is a lot of money. In fact, oftentimes in deals like this, it actually takes a larger group of investors to pull their money together to ultimately make a purchase this large. This is actually exactly what happened with Elon Musk's recent purchase of Twitter. Of course, he used some of his own money, but he also had external investors and various loans to help make the purchase. And so ultimately, here's what I think ends up happening. Trump gets inaugurated on the 20th, one day after TikTok is set to go lights out. And I think what he's going to do is sign a day one executive order to delay TikTok shutdown by 90 days. And you know what, now that I think about it, Joe Biden could actually sign an executive order doing the same thing as well, but I sort of doubt he's going to do that, considering he's the one that created this whole mess in the first place. So I think it'll be Trump that does it. Then during that 90-day conclusion extension, he helps work at a deal with an American buyer, and ultimately TikTok remains functional inside of the US. So hey, if you're a big lover of TikTok, I honestly wouldn't be panicking too much right now. I think in the end everything is pretty much going to be okay. But so I think that's all I've got for you guys today with this one. What's crazy to me is that Biden set this deadline for TikTok, then just completely refused to work with them whatsoever. Then Trump stepped in, picked up where he left off in 2020. And just started immediately working out deals behind the scenes, and he's not even president yet. So in my mind this is just one more huge example of the disparity in leadership skills between Biden and Trump, and by that I mean that Biden pretty much has no leadership skills. So let's all hope that this is an example of what's to come with the upcoming Trump administration, where our country can actually get back to accomplishing things rather than just watching everything fall apart, because, as I'm sure many of you all remember, that's actually how things operated between 2017 and 2021 when Trump was in the White House, but then Biden got in. So, and drop a comment, please like the video. If you like it, please consider. Thank you for watching, and of course,